Hello, good evening, and welcome back to West Ham Network and Old School Hammers. To my left, obviously, my partner in crime, Kieran. How are you, mate?
Good bud. I'm quite warm, quite muggy here, but we're all doing well here, son.
You have to do it, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it, mate. It's quite muggy, mate. You would enjoy it, I'll tell you that now.
I
But
probably
yeah,
wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
like
So,
you, I know you've had some wild weather there yourself, but we've had some mental. We've actually, I remember Wally mentioned it the other day about tornadoes. We don't really get them here in Australia. Well,
no,
I spoke too soon, mate, because on Christmas night we had a tornado about 10 minutes drive away from me, came through. And
yeah,
my God, it done some damage. And a friend of mine's got a property out there, about 3 acres. So he put a call out, and about 10 of us went down there to help him clear up. He had about 20 trees down in his property. He took all his power lines down. He had no power till, the new year. For a week or so, there was no power. We took about 10 chainsaws there, cut them all up and a big chip up, put it all into mulch. Oh, man, what the damage it did. It was unbelievable. The house next door had 2 trees laying on its roof. It was. I should have took some photos and sent them to you. Because it was,
I
quite
see a funny post on Facebook earlier. Danny Fenn, the bowling poet, and he said he was looking for something. I can't remember what it was now. I don't know. Let's just say it was a fucking tin opener. He said he's willing to swap it for a trampoline that he found in his garden. There's been a few high winds around here.
Yeah, it's funny that because here, everyone seems to have a fucking trampoline in the garden, and it's the first thing to go when the winds get up is the trampolines, mate. They just pick them up and they're gone. Really good.
Yeah. Good evening to Freshfielder, Sean. Good evening to
you, Sean.
And also Luke Legends in the house. And Ruben, he says we should have a squad full of players who can walk into the first team and a handful of youngsters. Similar setup to City and Liverpool.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
A level we can achieve. Yeah, that would be nice. And to be fair,
we're a long way from that.
Yeah, we ain't got them kind of finances like them 2 teams that you mentioned there either. But in fairness, we do have. Hang on, let me just adjust that. There we go. In fairness, we do have a good crop of youngsters that we can call on. The trouble is,
we think.
Yeah. Well, the trouble is, though, are they good enough for the Premier League? And
that's the big question.
I would say 80% of them are not, and I would say that the 20% that are, but they need, they need the right guidance and everything else to go with that. But yeah,
no, we've got a lot of good youngsters, but that's what they are, is good youngsters. Whether that portrays to the Premier League is yet to be found out. We have got a guy that's not a big fan of sharing it, are we?
Yeah.
7 degrees, Helen, mate. It's about 28 here and muggy.
All right, you show off.
Yeah, I just. But the day we went out to that property, goes up, to chop up all these trees, get rid of the cleanup. It was 37 degrees, geezer. I melted. I got to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I couldn't do anymore. I was absolutely ruined. Pumping at you. It was up.
Yeah. Helen says she hates this time of year with all the transfer speculation, etc.
Yeah, it's painful, isn't it?
I agree, but we are in a position where we do have to talk about it. I would rather we were talking about confirmed outs or ins or loan deals and stuff. I would much rather be talking about the confirmed stuff, but because there hasn't been anything confirmed, we've got to talk about the rumours. I
suppose we could basically confirm that Kera's gone, can't we? That's a done deal with it.
That looks more or less, that looks more or less nailed on now. And if I'm honest about it, I'm disappointed because I think Kera has been used improperly.
But isn't it? Yeah, you're right. And it was interesting to hear Gonzo's yesterday when he said that, he heard that back in last January that Moyes didn't want him.
Yeah.
And, that sort of ties into how he's being used, doesn't it? It looks like he doesn't want him at all.
Yeah.
So,
like Skamaka and, one or two others we can mention,
Cornet as well, it's obvious when you keep hearing these rumours that he doesn't want them and it's nothing to do with him, he didn't sign them. You think, yeah, righto. But when you see that even against that Brighton game, not to use Cornet, not to even give him a little run out near the end or something. And, we've and games previous, but my God, he doesn't want him, does he? He just does not want him. And so you start to believe these rumours that were out a long time ago. So, Kehrer and Cornet for sure he's not interested in. It looks like he's not even interested in Ings. That's just a waste of time too.
Yeah. Helen says she's surprised about Kehrer going because she thought he liked the club and he can play in different positions, which he can. And although I just said that I feel that he's been used wrong, he has been put in a number of positions. And the thing is, with a player like Kehrer, I believe that he would like more stability in the position that he's playing. He would like to know.
Yeah. He didn't work at right back. He was poor at right back, but he put some decent performances at centre half. I thought he was good. He just obviously he's not wanted, and that we've seen it with Crowell, didn't we, a while back?
Yeah,
he didn't want him either.
But then Crowell was always only ever a loan deal anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, but still, he's still one of your squad players, mate, and he really hardly got sniffed, did he? And,
no, he didn't.
Moyes, according to Crowell's own words, Moyes didn't even talk to him. So,
yeah. Luke says that Kehrer was a rush signing because Aguerd got injured. That is very true.
Yeah.
It seems that way anyway, definitely,
It was,
It does kind of emanate towards that.
Well, it's a bit weird then. If we're getting rid of Kehrer, right, which we are, and there's big rumours that Aguerd could be on the way out as well, which is quite ironic, isn't it?
I know, fucking stupid. Good evening to you, Pete. Thank you for joining us, mate. And Eric, Ings is hopeless.
Well, he weren't before he came here, Eric. But I agree with you. He has been since he's been here. Yeah, we just don't. We don't play him the right way, mate. For old Mister. I think that was crazy.
3 goals. Yeah. What's he had? 3 goals, 2 in one game and 1 in another.
Yeah, he's no good for our system, mate. So he's got to go.
So, hang on, let me just quickly go back to here. And I'll pop this on for a second. Hang on,
old M4 might as well go.
Right, so we're talking about Cornet, Ben Rama, Danny Ings, and Naf Aguerd. Naf Aguerd. Now, I think Naf Aguerd should stay. I believe that he is a better player than we've seen already, and we've seen some excellent performances from him. But he will be going to AFCON, I think, as Helen is asking. Will he be going to AFCON, or is he still injured? I believe that he's going. I think he's been selected, providing his fitness is suitable for the journey, etc. As far as Cornet is concerned, we've kind of covered that. Ben Rama is a very similar story to Cornet, although he has been used quite a lot in the past. He's still one of David Moyes' least favourite players, I think you could quite honestly say. And then Danny Ings, well, I don't think there's a West Ham fan in the country, or even outside of the country, that will disagree with that. I think everybody would say that Ings needs to go.
The 3 of them need to go. And I've said this for Ben Rama for a long time. For his own sake, get the fuck out. Right, just go, let him go. But what we do need is someone. We need a replacement. But he needs to go. Maya Aguerd at M4 is the only one that you can say, we might have a place for him. But if we could get our money back on again, because I've seen enough of his inconsistencies, and we've got another centre half lined up, I would take it. If you can get your money back, take it and bring in someone that suits more. Yeah. Now, if we have more progressive style, I think again might suit us. We were playing higher up the pitch, he might be better for us. But I don't think, that boots and all defending we do with Bonner can do, what Zuma can do. I don't think that's a good, But but this is under more.
The thing is, who do you go for? Who do you go for to replace
Danny Diabolical, as Expressions calls him. Danny Diabolical Dyer. My God, that's a fighting fault, isn't it?
Eric Dyer.
I don't rate him, but I will say this about that Dyer over there. He's all the managers that came in from Mourinho to Spiro Santo, they all kept playing him until Ange come along. They, even though everyone thought he weren't that good, he must be bloody good. In the dressing room, on the training field, and everything else. He must be a good pro because they all did play in there. So I mean, and for all I know, Moyes could bring him in, and he could have the impact that Dawson did. Who knows? But it wouldn't be my choice. Let's put it that way.
No. But then the choices are limited, though, Kieran. I mean, what do we do? Do we go for Slabhead? I mean,
no. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, the players that we're being linked with to replace these guys are almost half as old again. Like they got like 8 years or so on the players that we've listed for being gone. We don't want to be bringing them in with another 8 or 10 years under their belts. We don't need to do that.
Look, again, should tick all the boxes, Bud, age-wise, everything. But I just think the way we play so deep, it doesn't suit him. And you can see the inconsistencies in his game and the communications, between him, say, Zuma and Areola. It's not very good.
No.
So I don't know. I still think he's a good player.
Yeah. But, I mean, look, to be fair, let's go back to Danny Ings for a minute. Now, the geezer's on a fair lump every week. What is he on, 150 or something, isn't it? Well,
there's rumours between 80 and 120. Take your pick. Whatever one it is, it's too much, isn't it?
Anything over 30 quid, that ain't worth it. But with Danny Ings, that's the problem we've got, you see. We paid a reasonable, what did we pay, 18 million for him?
Yeah, about that goes up 15.
And we're giving him, let's round it off at 100k a week.
Yeah.
Who is going to take a 400-year-old balding striker at those kinds of fees? They're not going to do it. So
no, not for that money.
We're either going to have to release him from his contract and give him a big old lump, or we're going to have to keep him and run his contract out and use him as and when.
He would suit now a Southampton, maybe, or a Leeds, who are pushing for that playoff spot in the Championship. But it would suit them teams. Maybe Southampton might be perfect for him. But he'd have to take a massive wage cut, and we'd be lucky if we got 8 million for him. Be lucky. So we're going to take a big hit there. That's for sure.
I mean, the thing is, he's definitely past his sell-by date now. So, it's going to be very difficult to offload him unless we offload him to a club like, I don't know, Gillingham or fucking Crawley Town or something.
No,
like
I still think he'll do a job. With a 2 up-front system, maybe in the Championship, I think he'll do a job. I think he'll still do a job, man. But whether these teams, whether they can afford him, whether they want to pay the money for him. But like I say, we're going to lose maybe 10 million on him.
Yeah, don't be too surprised if he goes to someone like Fulham or Wolves or Forest. Even. Forest to be.
Someone might see an opening for him.
We're being linked with fucking Lingard again. I mean, what the hell is that about? What is that about? I mean, come on. He had his chance.
He just don't take any notice of that.
And then pissed all over us at the end of the season by
don't worry about him.
Hanging it out, and then announcing a Notts Forest. signing. So, you know, fuck him, he can stay where he is in the doldrums for all I care. Yeah, but, you know, as far as, you know, we've got to also consider the aging players in our squad as well. I mean, Ogbonna,
I've been saying it for the last year, but
yeah,
we need a massive rebuild, an absolutely massive. We're going to lose, right? This is the players you're going to lose, and we need to lose, right? And whether that be here in January or at the end of the year, you're losing Ogbonna. You're probably going to lose Fabianski. You're going to lose Cresswell. Kera's at the door.
Fabianski's just been given another year's extension.
Oh, I hope so, because I hope that's the truth, right? But Ben Rama's got to go, right? Cornet's got to go. You know, Fornells has got to go. You know, there's so many that have got to leave. So I don't know how we're going to manage to bring in about 8 players.
Well, we're not going to do that in January, are we?
To lessen the blow at the end of the season, I'd like to see a couple come in this January window. Otherwise, you're going to be chasing about 8 players to fill the squad up.
Yeah,
you know? And you know you ain't going to promote the youth to fill it up. Maybe one. And that's it. So I don't know where the money's coming from.
And that'll be Divin Mabama, in my opinion, because he's the only one in a regular slot.
And he's not impressing me either, to be honest. But there you go.
Well, no, but you know, I mean, he's getting minutes on the pitch, and he's the only one of the youth team that is getting. I wouldn't say regular minutes, but you know.
I'm just not over. You know, I've watched all these people calling for him. And I've said before, people always think the answer's on the bench or someone else when we're not playing that well. And I don't think he is the answer. But it doesn't help when he brings him on against Brighton, and basically he was 5 yards outside his own box defending it for the last 20 minutes. So I don't think he really got a fair shake. You know what I mean? But I just don't think he is the answer. He might get better. Maybe.
Who knows?
I just don't think under Moyes anyway he's going to shine.
Well, no, because he's an out-and-out striker. That's why. And David Moyes, you know, historically, doesn't really do a lot with, you know. No, he's good. He's good at ruining strikers, right? He don't really do well with outright strikers, does he? His record isn't great with them. But you know. What else can you do, mate? You know,
Mambama's just got to keep plodding on, mate. He's got to keep battling away, and hopefully, you know, it comes good. I just think he needs a different manager to play under. You know, so I don't think it's going to work under him. For that boy, maybe, you know. And we're so shallow, aren't we? I mean, that Brighton game just showed you like squad depth we've got, which is none. When you take the 3 players I thought were really crucial in that game that we lost was Paqueta, Kudus and Soufal. And there's another thing. Johnson come in, done quite well, you know, at right back, defending. But we lose so much attacking threat when Soufal's not on the pitch. I've seen it before when he's been missing. We lose a lot. It doesn't matter whether you think he's a brilliant, you know, wing back or not, but he does get up there non-stop. He does put balls in. He does get an assist here and there. He makes things happen. He pushes them back. He pushes their left back and their left winger. But when you watch that game against Brighton without him, we had no attacking threat on that side. None. You know, because Johnson isn't that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we've got an embarrassment of riches, really, to be fair, when it comes to the youth team. But like we said earlier on, how many of them are ready to step up into the Premier League? And that's not very many. Maybe 1 or 2 at the most. You know.
No, you hope for the best that they are good enough. We don't know. And suppose if you don't get any minutes on the pitch, we're never gonna know, are we?
Yeah, Luke. Give me 5 minutes, mate, and I'll send you a link, and you can come on. So you know we've got all these fucking players that we need to out, and like you said, it could be anything up to about 8 players. You know, if we all had our way anyway, you know, if he was to listen to all of us, idiots that keep calling for this man and that man to be gone,
No,
we would probably have.
I'm not even calling for them, but you've got to look at the ages of them. If you want to build a project or whatever, and you've got likes of Paqueta and Kudos coming in, Alvarez, who's just, I think he's superb, that boy.
Oh, he's monster.
And when you're building that, you've got to unload like Cresswell. We know he's at the end. And Bonner, I love them two players. But if you're going to build. And these players have got to go. Ben Rama's not good enough on the left wing. We know Fornells is at the end of it for West Ham. These players have got to be moved on. And there's going to be, if you really went right through it, and you're going to lose Kehrer as well, and you've got to get rid of Cornet, you've got to get rid of Ings. So it's a lot of players to unload and to replace. Because all them players, like Cornet and Ings, we're losing big money on. Mm-hmm. We're losing a lot of money on these players. It's such a waste of time. Yeah. And like I said, we've never even seen Cornet to find out whether he's still any good or not. I don't know. But I know for sure that if he couldn't have got a game the other day, mate, he's never going to get a game. God. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think, and sorry, I'm trying to find Luke on my phone here. Cornet, for me, right, he is, injuries aside, he's the perfect left winger for us. Bloody perfect. And yet he don't get used for it, and it's frustrating because I think he could do a job there.
Yeah, I know, but that's the trouble, isn't it? We might think that, but the trouble is, Moyes don't want him, it seems it, but on the training pitch, maybe he's not that bloody good, Budge. Maybe Moyes looking at him and going, mate, he's just not impressing me. He's not putting the effort. I don't know. But regardless, whatever that reason is, we know Moyes don't want it. So if that's the case, you've got to get rid of him. Whether he's good or not, whether we think he's good or not, I don't know. Yeah. I haven't seen enough of him to bloody judge him.
Yeah. Luke, check your WhatsApp inbox, mate. I'll send you the link. So.
But I must say, though, it is about the Brighton game. Take the point, geezer. Take the point. The fucking bad part, I think that's one of the worst games I've ever watched in my life. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning to watch that dribble. Oh, my God.
I feel? I borrowed money to go up there and watch the fucking thing. My money don't come in till Saturday, and I'm absolutely fucking skint at the moment. So my mate Andy lent me the money to get up there and that. But to be fair,
there's no being fair. It was shit.
It was shit, but I wasn't disappointed with the result.
I know. There's two camps here, mate. I'm happy with the point. No worry about that. 4 points against Brighton this year. Lovely. But the context is watching that game, and the game was fucking awful. Oh, man. And it just showed you how lacking in depth we are. You take two creative players out of that team, that's it. There's nothing. There's no attack. There's nothing. And I said before, and I'll say it again, Soufal was a big loss. People don't they only talk about Kudos and Paqueta. But Kudos, Soufal was a big loss to that attacking threat too. So there was no attacking threat.
And
we were just.
And to be fair, my favourite player at the moment is Emerson, and he didn't have a very good game last night either.
He done all right, though. He wasn't bad, though.
He weren't bad. He weren't bad. He was far from being bad, but he was. He was. What's the word?
But don't you think a lot of that to do with Ben Rama playing in front of him as well?
Could be. Maybe he hasn't got the confidence in Ben Rama that he has in.
No, I haven't.
Right, let's bring this old fella in. Look, no picture. Hello, Luke.
Hello, boys. How are we? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
mate.
Can hear you. Just before you say anything, Luke, I just want to say good evening to Joan. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Joan.
Cornet is an injury risk, won't pass a medical. Everton turned him down because of his injury risk. Absolutely. Say hello to Wally as well. Good evening, Wally, or good afternoon for you, I think it is. We are the champions of the festive fixtures.
Yeah, we done all right. Fucking hell, delighted with the result against Arsenal. We haven't been on since then, have we?
What is
That
it?
was
We've got
fantastic.
something like 18 points out of a possible 21 or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or something like that.
great
19
return.
points out of- Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Right, Luke, what are you saying, mate?
Well, I was just agreeing with Kieran, really.
Good.
I think Kieran's obviously gone.
Yep.
And I think as well, good for him, new start. I don't think he wasn't a centre back and he's not a right back. So, unless he was a centre midfielder, he's obviously gone. Ben Rama will definitely stay because
Unless we get replacement.
silly money for him, he's something for the wing, isn't he?
Yep.
On the Eric Dyer thing, I mean,
Yep.
if you can get Eric Dyer for $5 million and his wages aren't stupid, and you can get him on a 3-year contract, I think he's what, 29, 30?
Yep. 29.
I mean, it's another player for the squad, isn't it? Because our squad is so shallow.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Were you disagreeing with what did you disagreeing with me for then, Luke? Because I agree. I think Dyer could be
agreeing with you, Kieran. Quite, which is first thing for our relationship. But no, I was agreeing with you. I think get a quality player in the squad. Get Kira gone. What's the difference between Kira and Dyer? It's not a lot.
Yeah, well, no, not really for me. But like I say, he didn't want Kira. That's the difference. He might want Dyer, and he could do a job like Dawson. I don't know. I'm not saying I want him. Eric Diabolical. I'm not saying I want him. I'm just saying, could it be a cheap version, of a Dawson, and maybe do a job? I don't know.
Well, I thought Kira was definitely a response to the fact that we signed Aguerd for 30 million, and then second game pre-season he did, was it his ankle or whatever he did?
Yeah.
And we needed another centre back, and unfortunately, Kira was it 10 million, which is absolutely nothing for a Premier League footballer. Let's be honest. No. And we got him in probably reasonable, probably to quite top end wages for his position, but it didn't work out. He isn't good enough, but I think we knew that, and I would prefer to get rid of Kera than Aguerd.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'm just going by all the rumours that Aguerd could be out the door. Now, as I say, if you get your money back for him, you've got to replace him with something
more than
of a bit of quality too. Not Dyer. I'm not saying Dyer's fucking Aguerd's replacement. If you've got that money, if you can get 30 million for him, let's get a centre half that's worth 30 million and put him in there. And I'm hoping Staunton's got something lined up.
I would say in the Premier League now, you buy a player for overinflated and you sell a player for underinflated. Does that make sense? So if you want to sell a player, you're not going to
buy
get
high, sell low.
If someone else wants to buy your player, you're going to double your money.
Of course,
that's the Brighton model, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the model that Staunton's pushing at West Ham. That's the model we're going for. We bring Paquetas in and Kudos, and we double our money on them when they do leave, and they will.
That's the hilarious thing about Eric Dyer. Can you imagine?
Yeah, to me that's a stopgap.
Can you imagine David Sullivan and Daniel Levy sitting around a table and someone walking away with a good deal?
Not really, no. I want to just go to this comment on the screen. Arsenal for life. Thank you for joining us, mate. Sell Paqueta to Arsenal and we'll give you Nketiah. First of all, we don't want Nketiah. And secondly,
I'm happy with that.
Declan Rice,
I'm happy with that.
and you've done nothing with him.
If they want to buy Paqueta and give us Nketiah, I'm fine with that, but it will cost them £250 million.
What's your name? Daniel Levy. Fuck's sake.
Always sell high, budgie. Always sell high.
Yeah. But no, the thing is, I don't think now that the club would be willing to sell Paqueta to a London rival. I really don't believe they will. And if they did,
I think if the price is right, that fucker will sell them to anyone.
Well, yeah.
If someone come in at 120 million for Paqueta, he's gone.
Yeah. Could you see us selling him to Tottenham? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I could. If the price was right.
I don't see Tottenham paying 120 million pounds.
No, I don't. But if they came in with that offer, West Ham would sell it.
Yeah, but the trouble is, there's only an £80 million release clause in his contract, or 88, I think it might be. So, you know
that for a fact.
That's probably the most we're going to get for him, unless a bidding war starts, and then who knows what we could get.
Is that 88 million? Is that a fact?
But that's always been the quoted buyout clause, or it's always been.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's true or not.
It's either 80 or 88. We paid 60 million for him, give or take.
Yeah.
You've got to be an absolute moron to just put on 25%.
When Man City were putting a bid in for him before this betting scandal that he was involved in came to light, the Sky Sports News, I believe it was, quoted them as meeting the.
It was around the 80 million they were talking about then.
Yeah, but if it's written into his contract, it's in his contract. It doesn't get adjusted as you go on. It doesn't get. That's in your contract, and that's it, written in stone. So I got a funny feeling that we're not going to even get 90 million for Paqueta if we did sell him this year. I think. I'm not sure.
The only thing that makes me believe that that's not true is they have a thing in Spain where you have to put a minimum contract, a minimum bid in that has to be accepted, and they put stupid stuff in.
Right.
Now, I do not believe that, the Premier League clubs that are so, everything, there must be lawyers involved in taking a shit at Premier League clubs, that someone is so stupid enough to put in an £88 million release clause when you've paid 58 million for him?
Yeah, I think. I think it was 60 with add-ons, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was that much. I'm sure it's between 45 and 50.
Well, either way, buddy.
Call it 50.
Yeah, either way, I don't think they can't be that stupid.
Don't know. They might have demanded it on the other side, though, Luke, and said, "Right, this is what we want."
Yeah, it could
I reckon he's our player until someone pays stupid money.
Yeah.
Could be.
Well,
could be.
If you can nearly double your money, I suppose it's still a good deal. But nobody wants to lose him because, as you see against Brighton, once you take him out of the team, there's nothing to create anything. So at the moment, we do not need to be losing him or Kudus.
Well, Kudus is different. I think Kudus is 23. I think Paqueta's 26. And Kudus basically pushes down our average age for our first 11, because that's something I think you guys were talking about earlier, is the fact that I'm very nervous that the fact in 3 years, all of our first 11, basically they're knocking on that, aren't they? Not like us guys, young, virile, and we could run for 90 minutes every day of the week. But I think, our players, they're going to be old now, aren't they?
Absolutely.
You need to invest in, I think Burnley might go down, but what company did was he bought a load of young players, and we laugh at Chelsea, ha 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 ha. But there's always young players in their squad, and first 11.
Yeah.
I think this summer is, that's something we need to have a look at, because quite frankly, come 3 years, we are Dad's army.
I think we should have looked at it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, you still so if you put the age of Bonner, Cresswell, Antonio in there, my God.
Fabianski.
But exactly. This is an aging squad. It has been for the last 2 years.
I've just looked on that transfer marked, right? And according to them, we paid 42.9 million euros for Paqueta.
Which is about 40 million.
Yeah, and they're valuing him now at 65 million euros.
No. That's their value.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on mute, Badge.
On mute, Badge. Hello.
I'm back.
Anton is remote controlled muted him.
No. It's because I flicked one of my cables and I've got a dodgy laptop. I poured a drink all over it about 2
I thought you just calling for Moyes out there and Anton zapped you.
I'm allowed to say what I want. He can't stop me. He could shut down the stream, I suppose.
Yeah, Budge, please don't say what you want. Please don't say what you want, mate. We don't need that lawsuit.
I'll tell you what I want. I want 4 under 25-year-old players, centre back,
Nice.
left winger, a striker of some description, and midfield cover for Alvarez. All under 25, please. That's what I want.
That'd be nice.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Stephen
We'll see.
Bergwijn. What about him? Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember it.
Young Dutch.
Where
lad,
is he,
played
though?
for
Is it Ajax? I think he went back to Holland. Is it
Did he?
Ajax or PSV?
I don't know.
Because
Hang on,
if
let me
he's
have
at
a look.
Ajax are going to be very, very annoyed with us soon about just nicking all their players.
Well, they're already pissed off because we've got 2 of their best players and their director of football. So, he actually is playing for Ajax at the moment. Yes, he is.
How old is he?
He's how old is he? 26. Okay, that kind of fits my my requirements.
But that's
He's,
probably,
but
so. Have you got your phone up?
he's a left winger.
How many has he scored this season?
That's a good point. What has he scored this season?
I think when it comes to bringing in players, we could throw names up all day and run around with that, but I prefer Mr. Steinen. I'm putting my trust in him that he's got something in every bloody position lined up to bring players in, because that's the only way forward. To have your fingers in all pies and all positions. So we know we're desperate for a left winger. I don't think we're getting one until we unload Ben Rama, whether that's in January or at the end of the season. We might have to keep Ben Rama to the end of the season, but I'm hoping he's got something in the pipeline.
Yeah. Right, well, Bergwijn, right, when he played at Tottenham between 2020 and 2022, he made 60 appearances, scored 7 goals. Not good enough. He then went in 2022, he went to Ajax. He's had 45 appearances and 19 goals. Okay, it's a lot easier in the Dutch league from what I understand.
The numbers don't add up, I don't think, do they?
Yeah. Well, in that Ajax team he joined, Budgie, they were rampant. They were fantastic.
Yeah,
so
but the thing is, those numbers don't really give the full story. I mean, what about his assist rate? And we don't know about his assist. It doesn't mention that there on Wiki. So, I mean, I think his assists are probably going to be a little bit higher than your average left winger out in Holland, I would have thought, because he is a damn good player. And I'm actually keen to. I would be keen to have him in the club. I really would. Can
I just say, Budge?
Yeah,
I reckon me, you, and Kieran are the worst people to scout any players to sign for West Ham.
I think Sean's just taken the fucking title.
We only watch West Ham, and we only watch other teams in the Premier League when they're playing West Ham. And
not strictly true.
Yeah, all right. There's a little bit of deviation out there, but there's absolutely nowhere in the world us three dickheads are watching the Dutch league on a fucking Saturday afternoon.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
That ain't happening.
I think Sean's in with a good shout there. Look, left winger Jeremy Corbyn's available.
I mean, no, it's so far left. They'd be in the chicken run if he was at Upton Park.
Yeah. Early Doors Football TV says big up Budgie, Kieran, and Luke. And then
G'day, mate.
Big up everyone in the chat too. Good evening, Early Doors. Don't know your real name. If you want to pop it in the chat, I shall give you a shout out. Mr. Bongo.
Mr.
Hello,
Bong.
James. Hello.
Jamesy.
Good evening, all you happy irons. I would, pause on that. We're not all happy, especially with last night's performance. Right, so were you three our old backroom scouts?
Well, I tell you, two people I would buy if we had the money. Well, I'll say.
Yeah, go on.
One. You can buy one of these two, who are the two best right backs I've seen, and they're both English. Play against us, and that's the chap who played for Brighton at right back, whose name escapes me. The young English lad.
Oh yeah, the young kiddie they got from Chelsea.
No, what's his name? The white. Oh, he's not. He's the white guy. Oh, he's not Lamptey.
Hinchelwood.
That's him. I thought he played really well.
He's a good little player. Yeah, you ain't getting him from Brighton. He's going to be a big guy.
We played Everton. I thought, was it Brathwaite?
Yeah, he's centre half.
I thought he was excellent.
Brilliant. He's an up and coming centre half, Luke. He's a really, really good player. He's going to end up in a big 16. That boy.
Those two players, if we want to sign them, given that young and English, how much change out of 100 million will we get, even if those teams wanted to sell?
Mate, they're both up and coming, Luke. It's hard to say. I mean, that Hinchelwood, you can't put a price on him yet because he's had a few games there and he looks outstanding. But it's early doors, you know. So, but that Brathwaite, I think, is going to be a top centre half. You know, I reckon he's a £50 million player now.
Well, that's it. So that's what I'm saying. There's so few young, certainly English players that can make it into the Premier League. I mean, if you're in France, if the three of us were fans of, I don't know, let's say Brest or Nancy, Budgie for you, in the French league, we would watch young players coming through every week because the pressure's not on. But these guys are playing the Premier League. You fart twice in the game, you lose 2 goals. That's how that's why all the Portugal's a great league.
Yeah, well, that's why. Look, that's why I
sorry, mate.
Why I want to trust Steinem because he's a bit more up to date when it comes to the European League. So he's got his finger on the pulse, I'd imagine, of young and upcoming players, and that's hopefully the road we're taking.
Yeah, but I don't think you'll ever.
He's been surfing all the leagues
like
in
Nigel
Europe,
Farage, but I do think you need some kind of English spine in your team.
Yeah, it's always been handy in the past.
You've got to have it, mate. Otherwise, you don't meet the requirements of the Premier League.
You say that though, but I done a little experiment there a while back, Lou. I went through a whole highlights of the whole Premier League one week, and then when they put them up here on the streams I get from Optus, it puts their flag next to every player. So I counted all the English players and not British, just all English players in all the teams, and the average of English players in the whole of the Premier League is about 3 to 4. So 3 to 4 English players in each team. Everton excel. They've got about 7 or 8 English players in their team.
Really?
But most teams have about 3 English players. So I don't know if that tells you anything, but
yeah, I wouldn't mind betting that I wouldn't mind betting the Notts Forest are up there somewhere with the amount of players that they.
Yeah, they've got a few. Yeah, I can't remember. I wrote it down somewhere, but
I wouldn't mind betting because they've got quite a few homegrown players.
Well, I just think that if
right. Well, let's
English. I would love West Ham to have an English spine and get some English. Yeah, I just don't like what Man City have done. It's just they've just pocketed every European player in the leagues.
Yeah, but they have brought youngsters through though, haven't they? To be fair to Pep as well, you know, he brought Foden through.
I can think of.
He's got that other boy there now.
Who that City have brought through.
Yeah, he has given them a chance.
Yeah, he's given them.
He has got Stones there, and he's got Ake. You know.
Right, so let's get to the chat a little bit. Hammerette says Steiden is an exciting prospect. Looking forward to any new signings now, knowing he has a huge part to play in selecting them. I'd go along with that, and I know you do, Kieran, because all you keep saying is trust him, trust the process. So, you know, early doors, Kieran. Let's hope that Sullivan allows Steiden to do business in this window.
Well, I'm hoping so, and I hope there's money available for him. But I think, like I said, we might have to unload players before we bring that much in. So Kera's one that's gone, and just see who else leaves. You can only have so many registered anyway. You know?
Well, also we have no one on loan, do we?
No,
not at the moment.
So what
we
the
have players
rules,
out on
what
loan,
the
but we haven't
rules?
got any
We
in.
can have one from Premier League.
Yeah.
Is it two from
Europe
else?
And one from the rest of the world.
Is
I
it
think
just one? Is it?
I think it's one from Europe and one from the rest of the world. I think.
So that's a market. Even if you say, if we say to Spurs, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how long Dyer's contract is for. Is that the thing? Is it expires this year?
See, if he did bring in Dyer, which is, you know, he still would only be a backup, wouldn't he? To the centre half period.
But if you looked at our bench against Brighton, I know we want to see youngsters. Dyer would have boosted that a little bit, wouldn't it?
Of course.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, of course he would have done.
Mavropanos and Obama done well. So
let's get this comment out of the way.
Look, is made of glass.
Freshfielder Sean says Kieran's correct. We should all place our trust in Steiden and trust that he gets Werner in sharpish. Now, I wouldn't be averse to that, but let me know in the chat, Sean, where would you play him? What would you say would be his optimum position?
He'd have to be a left winger. He'd have to be
elsewhere.
If he replaced Benrahma with Werner, that wouldn't be a bad deal. And we'll see if we can get the best out of him because Chelsea couldn't.
Yeah, no, that's
so can we?
Yeah, that's where I'm at, mate. That's exactly where I'm at. You know, so early doors. What's he saying? Oh God, there it is. Might be good to tap into Forest, especially if they get done on FFP. Yeah, there's one or two players at Forest that I would be interested in. I wouldn't be looking to completely rate the squad though, because there's one or two players in there that aren't.
Morgan Gibbs White seems to be their standard.
Sorry, my dear. Let me turn my.
Just don't think we need him.
That's definitely one of them, and probably not. Probably not. Downs. What about Flynn Downs?
Well, he's doing well at Southampton.
We get him back.
Yeah, leave him where he is.
I agree with that, Luke. I'd leave him exactly where he is. He's good, but he ain't good enough for the Premier League, I don't believe. Kieran's recording his new car alarm.
Is that the birdies, Sean? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Ignore that. why ignore that? Because Downs is actually a West Ham player. I don't know that we're allowed to recall him from the loan deal, though. That's the problem. I think he's a season long, and that's written in stone. So we're not going to get him back until at least August.
Yeah, leave him where he is. He's doing well there. We might, we might get a good offer in it.
Back in August. Yeah. Happy. If we could get just one position covered in this window, what would you go for? For me, left wing. Completely. Yeah. I think that's the most important position we need to fill. We're wasting Paqueta out there.
I think there's too much. Do you know? I think what's more important is that we get cover for Alvarez. We have, because once he comes out of there, if he's injured, we got nothing. What do we do in there? I think that's probably more important to Moyes, especially as well, in a defensive mind. I think Alvarez cover would be good. Now, and obviously, people think, well, we just bring back Flynn Downs, but he's no Alvarez. We need a bit of cover for Alvarez.
I would like us to get a top class left back.
Yeah. See, now Sean's just completely. Yeah, we could. And then push Emerson forward.
Sorry about you.
Because I don't think there's anybody out there at the moment that I would want to replace Emerson with. Nobody.
No.
Not even.
And what Sean's saying, what Sean is bang on. If you had Werner on the left, you can cut in, and he leaves, then it puts Paqueta in the middle where we want him. That would be ideal. The reason why Paqueta keeps playing on the left is because Ben Rahm's not good enough.
Yeah.
Or neither is Fornells at that position. So it would be a good idea if we could get the best out of him.
And he won't use Cornet.
Well, he won't use him anyway, so he's got to go.
Yeah, I agree. Alvarez's twin brother. We need to.
We do need another one.
That's a good point. Has he got a twin brother? I don't think he has. It's probably a joke. Yeah. Left wing is so needed to get the best.
Well, lads, I would actually sign a.
Agreed.
I'd sign a left back.
Right.
Well, that way, Emerson can become the left left winger, and he's got a great relationship with Paqueta. And also, as well, I don't think Emerson is going to be our future left back. If we could find a 24-year-old world-class left back,
eventually, we probably do need cover for Emerson too, Luke. You said it. We do need another left back. But I'm just thinking about priorities for the rest of the season. It's either left winger or defensive midfielder.
I don't think Emerson is a left back.
He does a good job, though, and he does push up.
It's one of those things that West Ham do. Or let's not find a perfect left back. Let's just he does a job.
But he does a great job. If he had Werner in front of him as well, just like he had Paqueta, I mean that could be a really good combination. Both of them are overlapping.
If he had world class. A decent left back behind him, he could push on, and the left that. Yeah,
but I'm not so sure he's the great. I don't think he'd be the greatest left winger either. I'd rather see a guy that is a left winger there. I think he's more of a wing back, Emerson, but I don't see him, stuck up there. I think we'd lose.
Well. Happy saying, once again, we will be taking one of our best players out of his position where he's currently excelling. I agree with that fully. I think Emerson, at this moment in time, is probably one of the better performing left wing backs, if you prefer, in the Premier League right now. I don't think there's many that are doing the job as well as him.
Well, let's be brutally honest with you. The answer is a striker, and so therefore we can sign the backup for the striker.
Yeah. Nobody's mentioning Creswell. He's just no good anymore. I think we should just retire him, to be perfectly honest.
No. Yeah, but
I think we should retire him, give him a coaching position, keep him at the club.
No, just let him go. Them guy wanted to go.
Not now. Not now. In the summer. In January, we're talking about January.
Mhm.
They're just he's fine till the end of the season, isn't he? To fill that backup left back role, and then that's I think our fullbacks is something in the summer we need to address.
Yeah. Sean says anyone would be better than Benny, Cornet, or Ings. We need one decent left wing to cover those three. He says he knows he bangs on about Werner, but he is one of the few legitimate options any good one would do. Yeah, I go with that. But to be fair, if you can, go for the best available. And I think Werner is probably one of those.
What I will say there, Sean, I know he got a lot of stick at Chelsea and all that. And I've seen him miss so many sitters. But what I will say about him, mate, he got in positions to have chances all the time. But he didn't take them. But that's Chelsea. He might just do better.
Where is Werner now?
I don't know. Sean will tell you.
I can have a look.
And also as well, how much would it cost to pay to get him?
Leipzig.
And how old is he?
He's 27, which isn't too far off of what you know.
Leipzig.
Yeah.
So how much is that? That he must have Leipzig own him, or to Chelsea? Is he still on loan from Chelsea?
No. He's actually a Leipzig player. He's actually,
So how much do you think that would cost to get him?
Well, I can have a look on transfer marks and see where they put him.
Just to let you know, it ain't going to happen in January.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to pay more than 20 million for him, but
they're quoting 17 million euros.
How much, mate?
20 million. There you go.
17.
Absolutely no chance.
I'd take him at that. I'd take him at 20 million.
So would I. But he ain't gonna. There's no way in the world that they are letting him for how much? 17 million euros.
17 million, you say?
17, yeah.
So that's what, about 16 million quid?
About 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they'll let that German international go for 15 million. No chance.
Look, it's still, like I said before,
for him.
I'd still rather see it. Yeah, what Steinen got lined up, but he might have a name that we've never fucking heard of for that position. Who knows? But I'd say there what Alan's like. Hey, Alan, down in New South Wales, I think. Old Alan is.
Yeah.
We do, mate. We do need backups for sure. And Johnson isn't the answer. I've been saying that for a long time. I had the discussion with Anton, and God, when he first came on the scene. He's a decent right back. He's okay, but that's it. Going forward, he doesn't have it. So in this modern game we play, you need to have something going forward. And I don't see it in Johnson. So I think we do. He's not going to cut the mustard. And he's probably another one that's going to be going out the door come the end of the season.
Yeah.
I have to agree with
transfer mark.
I have to agree with you, buddy. But it's a long catalogue of young right backs.
Mm.
Not Nketiah, Ngakia, was that his name?
Yeah, Ngakia.
The lad he went to Newcastle, who's now at Swansea on loan, what's his name? Harrison Ashby. And now Johnson. That's a long catalogue of decent.
They're decent players, Luke. Probably championship players.
Yeah, they've just gone out the door. Wow, that's and probably for next to nothing, I guess, as well.
Yeah, more than likely.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
He missed against us. Is that right? Sure. Did he score against us? Well, that's nothing new, is it? When a geezer's going on a run, right, he hasn't scored in 20 games, come to West Ham, he'll get a goal. That used to be all the way, didn't it?
Right. Alan says, let Creswell go now to get his wages off the books if we can get a replacement. he wants to go, and I think a lower league team would take him as he has the experience, but not the legs.
Alan, I have to respectfully disagree. We will get nothing for him. Those wages have been allocated.
Oh, we'll get a couple of million for him. It'll be a token fee.
Absolutely no chance we get a couple of million for him. He will go on a free.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And then what's the point? We've got a left back to the end of the season and then let him go at the end of the season, shake his hand, off you go, mate.
No, unless we've got, we're bringing in a left back, you wouldn't let him go. There's no other. The other option is Johnson.
Yep. Good evening, Scott. Thank you for joining us. Don't worry that you're late, mate.
No, Scott.
It happens every week. Hope you're well, Chef. Hope you're well. Sean, he cost about 2.5 million loan fee. Probably get him for 20 max euros, 20 million euros.
That'd be a good deal. That'd be a good deal.
It would be. It would be indeed. 17 million on transfer mark, like I said. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Timo Werner, Scott. Would you have him? Would you take him? I certainly would. And I think...
I think anyone we put there at the moment on the left's got to offer more than Ben Rama, so...
Yeah.
I'm sure he would.
What's Benny on? He's on about 65 a week, isn't he?
Something like that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think somewhere around there. Talking about Fresh's new love child.
Yeah.
He's surplus to requirements at Leipzig. He's not in the German squad because he's not playing. Well, there it is. Sean, I know, as you said, you keep banging on about him, but you have good reason to. Like you said, he's probably available. He's probably going to be available. Have we decided on our best central defender pairing?
No.
For Don. Good evening, Don. He says it's Zuma and Agard. I actually think that it would be Zuma and Mavropanos. I think that would be quite a sturdy.
I think give us a month, our best centre-back partnership will be Dyer and Maguire.
Now, we were linked with that Scott McTominay at the beginning of the season, weren't we? And
as a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I wonder how many people now at West Ham are regretting the decision not to take him. He's had, 8 goals this season? 6 goals, goals, I think.
I think, Budgie, that we were anywhere near signing that guy, because if Man United sold yet another player that represented that football club as it should be represented, they would be in a bigger shitstorm than they are now. I think McTominay is the closest thing Man United having a soul. So quite frankly, we had nowhere near. I mean, they re-signed Johnny Evans just to put something back in the football club. That football club is an absolute shambles.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. United are all over the place at the moment. Early Doors Football TV says, unfortunately, time for me to go. Early start this morning. Good show, Budgie, Kieran and Luke. Catch you all next time.
All right, Tony.
Thank you, young man. Cheers, Tony. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah, saying goodbye. Take care all in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like button. Nigel, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, please, boys and girls. It does help the channel. If Steiden thinks Bergwijn is the answer, then I'd be happy
as well.
With that.
It pays mine and Kieran's bills. I'm expecting a check tomorrow.
Bergwijn is the answer. Is he?
If Steiden thinks that Bergwijn is the answer,
yeah, mate, I don't care who he brings in. If he's bringing them in, I'm going to go with it and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
If Moyes is bringing them in, I start to worry because when you look at, and I've always said it, a good manager, lives and dies on his recruitment. And if you look at Moyes' recruitment, it's about 50-50. I think 50% of his signings have been absolute shit, and the other 50 have been good. I think Steinen is going to have a better ratio than that.
Yeah, but Kieran, there's always the board factor, isn't there, when Sullivan gets involved?
Yeah, that is true. We don't want him anywhere near it, mate. Anywhere near it. Just pay the
Hence
money,
why we've
sign
got
the check.
Benrahma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, just want to say hi to Iron's Lady. Thank you for
Hey,
doing
Iron's
this,
Lady.
sweetheart. Creswell is a liability on the pitch, even for 5 minutes or less. Bin him. He has been a liability in the last few games he's played. Sean, Leipzig have spent a lot of money on 2 young strikers. One is hammering them in, and the other one's chipping in from off the bench. So, therefore, they probably would be open to letting us have Timo Werner. And I've got to be honest, I would be open to that as well. Dyer and Maguire, not so poetic. The thing with Werner, according to Alan, is that he wasn't a success at Chelsea, but who he's over the last couple of years. Get him on loan with the option, and we would have a point to prove. He would have a point to prove. Yeah, that's a good shout. But the thing is,
hopefully,
we're probably more likely to be successful in a loan deal, if I'm honest with you, because.
None of us know, but did he ever play on that side with Emerson at Chelsea?
Yeah.
I wonder.
He did. I mean, look, you got to remember, both my brothers, my sister, both my kids, they're all fucking Chelsea fans.
Yeah, I know. So fucking weird.
So I've had to watch a lot of their football over the years.
What's the matter with you lot over there? This Crawley mob just pick who they fucking want to support. It's not right.
At least my family is Southampton.
Oh, God. See what I mean? Who am I talking to here? You're a fucking mixture.
So where do you live, dickhead?
Yeah.
Mate, my boy had 2 choices, mate. You're in the fucking children's home or you're supporting West Ham. Up to you.
Well, exactly. At least we were told we didn't have a choice and chose West Ham.
No.
Well, unfortunately, I'm too passive to insist on that. Fresh. He says he wouldn't need getting up to pace with the Premier League and has a point to prove. He could be dog shit, but worth at least a punt on loan.
Yeah, it's worth a punt, mate. It might be worth a punt.
Trodge, good evening to you, sir. The last Chelsea reject turned out all right. In fact, the last 2 Chelsea rejects have turned out all right, actually. I mean, I would argue that Zuma is well established and respected and trusted. All right, he ain't got no knees, but listen, not many of them forward players get past him.
They don't work.
They're just made of quavers.
Yeah, he worries me, Zuma. He worries me.
Yeah. Kevin Locke says, we are on a good roll. Let's not waste all the good deals and get Werner 9 goals a season is not enough. He would need to get 15, and I don't see it. Kevin, I do agree with that. But the thing is, with the sort of players that we've got around him, I think he might possibly get you 15, with the supply and, having him out on that left wing where we're notoriously weak, notoriously bad. The only person that really gives us any attacking threat down that left side is Emerson, and he's, a fullback. So, I think
sometimes we get hung up fudge on goals, right? When you look at it, our best striker recently has been Antonio, and I think the best he's ever scored in the season is 11. So if you can have a winger, if you've got 2 wingers scoring 9 or 10 goals a season, and a forward that's scoring goals, it adds up. It's not that bad, because we're never going to get a 20 goal a season player. I think the last time we had that was probably Cotty McAvenny. So we've not had it in recent times.
No.
But you mean if I had a winger score, then Rama's not going to get it.
I think the closest, and feel free to come me down in the chat and obviously on the panel, but I think the last decent pairing we had up front in my opinion, was a fit Andy Carroll and Diafra Sacco. I think they were a quality pairing.
I loved Andy Carroll, but I reckon this team right now would absolutely adore a John Hartson up front.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him. Yeah, the Scotty. There was a shark attack last week. I think it was up in Sunshine Coast. Geezer got chewed up and killed. Yeah, did see that on the news. Someone got chewed up and killed by a shark attack.
Not good. Not good. And any salty attacks in the neighbourhood?
Yeah, there you go. That's what we got at the moment. From that lot.
Come up out of the fucking drains, mate.
So if I get a geezer on the left wing to score me 9 goals, I'll take it. Just 9's better than none.
Yeah. Don't forget Mavs is scoring now.
Yay! Banging them in.
Oh, mate.
Last 2 games, he scored 1. Brilliant.
Scotty says, beside the big boys, a 20-goal a season striker is unheard of now.
Yeah. It's so rare, man.
Yeah.
It's rare. Yeah. You got one of them, you laugh.
Hartson, good shout, Scotty. Good shout. I agree, Budger.
Joan.
Agree with what, Joan? I'm not sure
Joan, never agree with Budgie.
No. Should never agree with me. Harry, good evening to you, sir. I would take T-Mobile and was meant to say Werner from Chelsea for the rest of the season. Yeah. Look, Timo Werner's a decent shout. I really do believe that. Thanks for the weekly update, Kieran.
You're welcome, Scott. Yeah, mate. Stay here next week, mate. We might get another shark attack. I'll look out for it.
Right. So Alan says, with Emerson behind and Paqueta in the 10, Bowen and Kudos beside him, I think Werner would be a success. It's a setup that even Moyes would find hard not to play. Good shout. Good shout.
Could be good.
The thing is, though, I watched Arsenal.
Shark Attack Weekly brought to you by Golden Virginia. Brilliant.
I watched Arsenal the other night, and they were desperate for someone who was over 6
Absolutely.
foot. For someone to just chip the ball into, they could nod it into the net. The player at the moment is the guy that's been done for betting. If someone can get that Ivan Toney.
Absolutely. I've been saying, I had this conversation with Titch, and at the beginning of the season, he said, do you think Arsenal can win the league? I went, no, they haven't got a 20-goal a season striker.
And
if they'd had
throw
Kane in there, throw Tony in there, throw Haaland in there, Arsenal can win the league. And they can't win it with the forward line they've got.
What's the mate? Someone to nut it in.
Someone they do.
These guys to look up, chip, nut, happy days.
See, I'd say that even with Tottenham. So you put Ivan Toney in Tottenham's team, when they get their players back from injury, they're going to be a threat. You need that main focal point, and they haven't got it. I don't think Richarlison's the answer for Tottenham. I know, I'm just saying, and football-wise, I know I should be talking about Tottenham, but I'm a big Ange fan, so I like to see him do well. So my advice to big Ange is get Ivan Toney. Get Ivan Toney in there, Tottenham will do well. Arsenal the same.
They're going to bottle it. You know they're going to bottle it.
Of course they're right. They will this year, but you believe Big Ange in that job at Tottenham, he's going to get him a trophy. I'll guarantee it.
I would love to hand Ange a bottle of VB beer and go, there you go, mate. There's your bottle. You know where you are.
Yeah. But they're still hanging in there, Geezer. With all their injuries, they're hanging in there. So, but like I say, Arsenal, now look, and the Arsenal melts that fucking support them. I mean, they're in meltdown at the moment. I've watched a couple of their things in meltdown. And why are they in meltdown? They were 4 weeks ago, they're winning the league. And now they fucking want our tear out. Only because we stuck it up and then pulled a fantastic week. What a week that was. West Ham doing Arsenal there and then fucking Fulham doing them. What a week. Brilliant.
Yeah. Can't stand the thought of us getting a decent or great striker.
No,
Yeah, I
that's
agree
it.
with that, Happy.
I must say, at the age, because I've gone from hating Arsenal more than Tottenham, and that takes a lot for me.
No,
But I do.
Yeah.
I just raised Tony because I think Brentford are going to cash in on him, and it was going to be really interesting to see where he goes. Because I think,
don't. Do you know? I think you're right, Luke. I don't think they'll cash in on him, Lukey. They won't cash in on him till the summer, and that's because I think that Wissa is off to AFCON and someone else, so they're going to be lacking strikers.
Brian and Buemo, isn't it?
And Buemo as well, yeah. So I think they need him to the end of the season. That's why I don't think.
He's the one I would have out of Brentford, if any of them. Brian and Buemo. I think he's.
Yeah, I like him.
He's definitely a direct replacement, I believe, for Antonio.
I think
he
do
can do everything that Antonio does and better. We were offered Tony for $5 million when he was at Peterborough.
We could have done, yeah. Never happened.
Wow.
I think Brentford are going to be very lucky that there's this season that there's 3 teams that are worse than them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of teams are, I think, Luke.
Sean's mentioned Solanke and Scotty saying he would take.
Well, this is it. I've seen a lot of things. West Ham fans saying, "Let's get Solanke." Let's be honest. Come on, here and now. How much do you think it would get? Let's say this January. How much £1 million would it take us to get Solanke out of Bournemouth?
I don't know how much it'd take, but I don't think he's worth more than 30 million.
No, I don't. That wasn't my question. Say we are absolutely. This is our guy. We're going to sign him. What do you reckon? 50,
is everyone gone?
60?
What? He's gone missing.
Where's he gone?
I don't know. We can't hear you, Luke.
Hello?
Oh, have I gone?
Oh, there you are.
Well, how much do you reckon this January if we went?
Can you not hear me, Lukey?
You hear me?
What's happening there?
Can you not hear him? Oh, no, it's Kieran that's gone.
Oh,
He'll
Kieran's gone.
Yeah, it was him.
So seriously, Budgie, balls out this January. How much would it take to get Solanke?
I wouldn't want to put. I don't know.
We've got to say a number.
You've got to put 45 on it.
Exactly. You've got to say a number that Bournemouth would accept, haven't you?
Yeah.
These people are going around saying, "Oh, we can get Solanke for 25 million because he wants to come to West Ham." That's not how football works.
No. Scotty's saying 30 million.
Yeah, but they're not going to accept 30 million, are they?
No, of course they're not. Where's your picture, Kieran?
Was that me that went or you?
Yeah, it was you that went. You disappeared. Me and Luke were chatting.
Yeah, we're fine, mate. We've got proper British internet, not like you colonials.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on my screen. I could see me on it, and you two disappeared. I wasn't sure it was just me that's in there, but it was obviously me gone.
Save our gracious King.
Oh God, what is that? What's he done?
Scotty reckons they'd sell him for 30 million, 100%. I don't agree with that.
No
I think they're going 40 to 45. I love Alan says, I love watching 2 Channel for a laugh. The way the West Ham and Man U fans carry on, you can't help but feel they think they have a good God-given right to win everything. Best belly laugh I get all week. Yeah, I've got a bit. I love watching
Can I just say on that? Sorry, lads.
Yeah, go on.
We all do it. We're all football fans. We love our team, and we are ridiculous about our football team. So I can watch Liverpool versus Manchester United, and I can watch it and go, if there's 15 sendings off, dog on the field, happy days. But if there's a VAR decision against my team, I am so angry. So we're all biased. We're all ridiculous.
Of course we are.
It's just we're West Ham fans, unfortunately. But
I agree with him. I think we're a bit more realistic.
Yeah,
when it comes to what we can achieve. We know he can't.
Of course we are, because we've had to put up with the fact that we're West Ham fans.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I just think that,
me, I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Oyas or Ojas? I don't know.
Yes, Friday.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. Yeah. Sorry to change the subject a little, but thoughts on the darts was a cracking game, one that makes the darts well proud.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was a fantastic little game, mate. Lukey Littler gave it his all, got close, but no cigar. But that Humphreys this year has been amazing in the darts. That's his fourth major he's won this year. So he's been absolutely brilliant. So it's no disgrace to lose to him. He was fantastic. But yeah, well done, Lukey. It's lit up the world of darts, that has. 16, man.
It's Ojaz, apparently. So thank you, Ojaz. Thank you for joining us.
Just to let you know, OJ, you watched two Lukes tonight battle out a darts final, but I promise you, I'm the only one Luke, yeah?
Good evening, Mo, Cyber, Dalek, however you like to be addressed. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, but fair play to that. What was he, 16?
Yes, 16. He's just walked away with a check for 200.
I can't remember. To be fair, when I was 16, it was a little bit closer than you guys, but I can't remember what I was doing at 16 that was anything decent. What about you, Budge?
When I was 16, I was decent.
Yeah, what were you doing? I guess that was the English Civil War, was it?
Oh, you a cheeky prick.
No,
I was 16. When I was 16, I was a reasonable footballer. I was having a few trials here and there, and playing at like county level at 16. So yeah, it was pretty good for me anyway. And I was just actually, when I was younger than that, I was probably 13. I was pretty good at judo as well.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before.
Yeah, I went into a few competitions with that as well.
I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I keep getting booted.
Yeah, that was only 2 weeks ago for you, surely, Budgie. What? When I was 16? Yeah, love you, Scott.
Scott, I refuse that. I've just made a joke about him being older than time, and then you come back and that's poor form. That's poor form.
Yeah, Kieran, Scotty says you're fighting off the sharks. Yeah, just.
I know, but I don't normally have a problem in there, but I might be working on it after all them storms.
Yeah, are you struggling with your Wi-Fi or something, Kieran? Because you keep freezing, not normally, dropping out. Yeah.
Something going on, guys. They must be working on something in the area. I don't know what it is.
So there's no problem when the Queen was your head of state, but now it's the King. Sounds like he's not happy with you guys.
We can blame Charlie. Just blame Charlie.
He's cut the switch, hasn't he?
Apparently, the magpies have pecked through your cables, Kieran. So.
Sorry, should be.
Put 2p in the meter.
Yeah, something's going on.
Jesus, you're showing your age there, Scotty.
Yeah. I remember doing that, guys. I put shillings in the meter, keep the old electric going.
Do you know what? About 10 years ago, me and my ex, we had this really nice 40-odd inch TV, and it went bang on us. So we had no money, and it was coming up for Christmas, and I'd just spent a fortune on the kids. So I went to this company called HomeServe, and what they did was they let us have a TV on a rental thing, and you had to put pound coins into this meter.
Yeah. I remember that.
Power to your TV. They went bust after about 6 months of me having this TV, and I contacted them about 8 times because they hadn't come and emptied the coin box. And once you couldn't put coins in, you couldn't get TV. I contacted them about 8 times and they didn't come. In the end, I cut the coin box off and ended up with about 45 quid to my name. And they've never been in touch ever since. Never.
Lovely.
So,
That
yeah.
works.
Jones says, Budgie, what position did you play? Actually, I was a left back. And then
Left
I
back in the changing
moved
room.
forward. Yeah, left back in fucking changing room. You cheeky bastard. And then I moved forward to left midfield because we were playing 4-4-2. Moved up into left midfield, and ended up finishing one season. I was probably about 19 at the time. End up being the highest goal scorer in the club, in the team, which was pretty weird. I only had 9 a whole season, and I was the highest scorer. It was a shit team. We were getting beaten 5-1 every week, more or less. Harry says, I think
Yeah, but you do have to remember that most
of
the best players of that era had been killed in the First World War.
Was there cash converters back then? Back when? What, when I was playing football?
No.
Jesus. No, the only cash converter you got then was, like foreign currency. You got to take your money and you convert it into foreign currency.
Well, no, to be fair, Bud, cash converters is basically, 21st century version of the old pawn.
Job, isn't it, really?
Scotty, you got your facts wrong, mate. He learnt everything he knows from me. That's why he's shit. SB22, that's got to be Ben Rama, isn't it? He ignored that one, Luke. Yes, I did. What did Dorito Crisp look like back then? They weren't even Dorito Crisp. I'll tell you what, we had 3 choices of crisp back then when I was 16. Cheese and onion, salt and vinegar, or ready salted. That was it. That was all you had back then. And the ready salted ones, we used to get plain crisps with a little blue packet of salt in them. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I used to love them, mate.
Salt and shake.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
And then hula hoops and quavers came in before we were laughing.
Yeah. Imagine having a man on a push bike collecting the meter money nowadays. I know. It's weird,
mate. It's your favourite bit though, watching the meter goes up, on the kitchen table, counting the money from that thing. Because you used to get a bit of a rebate. Yeah. To get a rebate from it, and he'd count all the cash out, and so much went back to the house. Fucking brilliant. I was straight into that, mate. Before Mum come home, I was nicking some of that.
So I said, what about blockbusters? They were called plumbers back then, mate.
Yeah.
Jones says, I'd be okay on the Hammers left wing. I'd be better than fucking Ben Rama and Danny Ings, that's for sure. And I'm 62 in 2 weeks. So, yeah. These people in chat are insinuating you're old.
I'm 13.
They're forgetting you're in your prime. Thank you, Scott. See? Can you tell
how old fucking Luke? He looks about 67 himself. How old is he? Loki.
Oh, Scott.
I was born in March 77. What's that?
All right, fucking hell, I'd like it.
Now that from Harry, 25 million plus Benny for Solanke. I think it would probably would probably be a decent, but I don't think that's what the club would do.
They'll never accept that.
Roast chicken and smoky bacon. They were out when you were a lad, were they, Sean? Yeah. So anyway, let's get off of my age. Born in 1955. Cyber, you were never born in 1955, mate. Kieran, you're frozen again, mate.
I'm still alive.
You're back.
I don't know what's going on, guys.
Right. Sharks are attacking the Wi-Fi cables or something. You know?
Something's happening.
Sean asked me when my birthday is. It's on the 17th of January.
Well, here's a question. Obviously, for the chat, I'm 40, whatever I just said. I was born in 1977. What was the most interesting thing that happened in the panel's year of birth?
fuck knows.
The most interesting thing that happened in 1962, which was the year I was born, I think, was Tom Jones's debut as a singing star. I think that's probably one of the best things that happened in 1962. I don't know. You tell me if you know anything better. Almost snap. When's your birthday for it? Oh, yeah, yours is the 15th, isn't it? Is it the 15th?
So, Kieran, what year were you born?
61.
Yeah, so he's older than me.
61 was the year that Kennedy was elected as president. I know that.
Oh.
Now, who was?
Kennedy.
Yeah, that's right. That was it. Kennedy, yeah. First Irish-American president. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
77, the year I was born, was the year Elvis died. So that one king had to leave us so that one other king could be born.
Yeah. And the year punk took hold as well. So...
Filippo says the money we could get from selling Kudos could buy us 2 strikers. Let's sell him. Think about it. I've always thought about it, mate, and the answer to that is absolute no. Absolutely no. I mean,
we'll have him a couple of years. Couple of years time we could maybe sell him, but no, need him for a couple of years.
Well, I think that he's happy at West Ham. I don't think he's looking to move on anywhere else.
On my side, that question's been highlighted. So, has he paid for that? And where's Filippo from?
Filippo, not sure.
Filippo, where are you from, mate?
Yeah, put it in the chat, buddy. Where you from? Jones says, I can't remember that far back. Elvis was number 1. Oh gosh. I'll tell you who was number 1 when I was born.
Yes, Scotty. 77. Great year for great
Star
men.
Wars. Yes. Yes, I was 15 when that happened. I remember it very well.
No, Budgie. The year that we were born, me and Scotty, that's when it came out. Don't claim it for us.
I was 15 and I was watching
Get your own year. Get your own year.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can remember going to see Star Wars at the movies. You can't.
Well, exactly. That's when it happened. What year, Budgie? Let me find something. Was it 1962?
Yeah.
Let's find something that happened in 1962.
I'll tell you what else happened in 1962. Brazil won the World Cup in 1962 on the 17th of June, and it was wherever that is. I have no idea where that is. Estadio Nacional Santiago. That's in Chile. Yes.
South America.
Santiago. Yes,
what
Chile.
date?
I'm sure it's Chile.
What date, Budgie?
17th of June, 1962. So 6 months after I was born.
17th of June, 1962.
Yeah.
The OAS signs a truce with the FLN in Algeria, but a day later announces it will not continue the flight on behalf of the Algerians. And Brazil beats Czechoslovakia 3-1 in the 1960 World Cup.
That's it.
That's what happened, mate.
There you go. He's probably a United fan, that guy that said what? Well, probably a United. 77, Red Rum's 3rd Grand National win.
Fucking Red Rum. Wow, what a horse that was.
Yeah.
And what is his?
There was another big name.
What is Red Rum backwards?
Murder. Yeah. There was another big horse around at that time who got stolen.
Nijinsky.
That's it, Nijinsky. Great horse.
Mate, don't come to me with quizzes. I'm the quiz master.
Good. I haven't got a memory, so I'm fucked.
Kudos is going to be as good as Salah. In fact, I already think he is.
A big call, that one.
Yeah. Scotty says he's off to the land of Nod, sayonara all. Thank you for joining us, Scotty.
Yeah,
Good
see you
to
later,
as
Scott.
always, mate. Filippo says that he's from Virginia. Sorry for not introducing myself. I'm a strong West Ham fan. Listen, mate, you ain't got to introduce yourself here. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, and we'll ask you questions about yourselves, and then you just tell us, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kentucky.
Get your own year, he says. What about Doctor Who? 1965, first Daleks. Mate, listen, I'm not being funny or nothing, Mo, but there's not that many of us of my age group that are still in Doctor Who. I kind of left Doctor Who behind many years ago, so I wouldn't know any details about them. 1990, the Germans knocked us out, says Kevin Locke. 1963, New York suffered a blackout in 77, apparently.
Something happened there.
Star Wars. Alan says he saw Star Wars in Brisbane when it came out at the drive-in.
Did you? The drive-in? Yeah, it's a big thing. It used to be a big thing. There's only a couple left here, Mudge, drive-in theatres, you know. Watch a movie.
Sean says he can confirm that Santiago is the capital of Chile. Yes, it is. I knew it was Chile. Right, good night, Mo. Thank you for joining us, mate. See you again next time.
Oh, we're doing
We're actually going to wind this up in a minute anyway. We've been going for about an hour and a quarter, I think. 20 minutes or more. It's only a matter of time before Kudus goes there. Enjoy him while we can. Goes where, mate? Where's he going? He ain't going nowhere.
Everything. Going somewhere. But
you know who will probably go in for him. It'll probably be Manchester United, because they are struggling and they've got money, so they're going to try and bring in players that are proven, and he is on his way to being proven right now. So, you know, he's well on his way to being proven. 1 hour 38 says Scott, to be precise. Well, thank you, Scotty. We're gonna wind things up in a minute anyway. So, right, anything else you guys want to talk about before we wind it up?
No, mate. We've got FA Cup coming up, haven't we?
Yep. Sunday.
I don't have that here. I've got everything else covered, but not that. So I'm going to miss that.
Yeah.
I have to watch it on the highlights.
Can't you get a stream?
Don't know.
You've got an app on your phone, you can get a stream.
I'll try and work something out with the boy. But, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, talk to me after we finish. Stay in the green room and I'll show you how to get all the games. Sorry, Filippo, I missed your comment. What's up with Moyes and Cornet? What has Cornet done that he's not getting into the team? Good question. We did cover this earlier, but it's our belief that his injury is more severe than we've been told. So therefore, Moyes may not want to risk giving him a career-ending injury. And there's also been rumours that he's been chatting up Moyes' daughter, but that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. I just thought I'd drop that one in there. But I don't know that it's anything personal. I think it's more that Moyes doesn't want to risk giving him a career-ending injury.
He just never wanted it. I think Cornet was a present he didn't want, and he doesn't want him, and he won't play.
Like Danny Ings.
Yeah.
If we get Europe again next season, why would any of them want to leave? Good question. Very good question. Chances are as good as they were last season, mate. So smash the like button for the best weekly show on YouTube, even if I am always late. Thank you, Scott. Smash the like button.
Good man.
We got one.
Is it acceptable to use if we go without any signings in the window? No.
Oh, I don't think so, Sean. I think so.
I think I would be satisfied with 2. Obviously, more than satisfied with more, but I think 2 would be the minimum requirement in this window.
I think
a left winger and cover for Alvarez for me.
We
What
return
really
back to the question, don't we?
sums it up, though, is that game against Brighton, isn't it? That shows you the lack of depth we have in the squad and how poor it was. And it was poor. And we had no creativity. We've got to bring something in. So,
but
apparently the FA Cup's on Amazon Prime, Kieran, so you should be able to get it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
another one, yeah.
That's what Alan's saying, and he's in.
Yeah, he's right. It will be Amazon Prime.
So he would know, whether it's on there or not, wouldn't he? He would have seen that. Alex, good evening, Alex. Thanks for joining us. We are about to wrap up, but yeah, great. Thank you for joining us. Winger, striker, and centre back. Good shout. We need top players to boost the first team. Yeah, we've been talking about that for the last 2 years or more, since Moyes started really digging his
I think there'll be something coming in. Sure.
Yeah. Right, guys, that's it for the chat. That is the last of them. So say your goodbyes in the chat, people. We are going to be winding this up. Thank you, Luke, for popping in. Really appreciate that, mate. Your comments are always appreciated.
Always bollocks.
Kieran, thank you for being my ever-present partner on screen. Appreciate that.
No drama, bro.
And we're definitely going to be here next Wednesday. I will have a bit more of a structured show for next Wednesday because I've actually got a couple of ideas we've got to run by you, Kieran, afterwards. I've got a couple of ideas for next week's show. As we have got FA Cup this weekend, I was going to make it like an FA Cup themed show, and we'll talk about perhaps some of our previous FA Cup exploits. The 1975, 1980, 2006, the finals that we reached. Anyway, Alan says, thanks, gentlemen. Always a great listen. Catch you next week. Thank you, Alan.
See you later, Alan.
Joining us, mate. Sean, nice one, gents. Thank you, Sean. And
Shawnee.
Your comments are always appreciated, and your knowledge and the information you give us.
Because we know nothing, so it's always handy to have Sean in the chat.
Like it says on that little video I played at the beginning, we talk bollocks and get away with it. Cheers, all. Says Scott, take care, people. Watch out for those sharks.
Yeah. Stay away from the ocean.
Timo Werner Fan TV.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to set up a YouTube channel for that one there, Sean.
If it's Staunton's watching this, he's going to buy him. You know that. After Sean's punted in that much. Yeah.
Well, I got a funny feeling that Stuyden's already got his eye on him because generally Sean he's not in the know. I know he's not an in the know as such, but he has got his finger on the pulse in one way or another. And for him to be that keen on Timo Werner, it can't just be because you've watched him play in the past, and it's got to be obviously because
it could be a bargain.
He's been looked at, I reckon, by the club. Anyway, Luke, you're on mute. I don't know why, but thank you for joining me.
Oh, sorry, mate. You were talking about Timo Werner for about 5 minutes, so I left you to it.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you in the chat for joining us. Don't forget, next week we'll be back. And
take care, boys.
Yeah, of course, catch you all later.
I will chat to you in. You can stay, and I'll chat to you in the green room if you want as well. I'm about to finish the show, so thank you, everybody. Take care. Love you all.